Hey, what is up, guys? Flex Media here, bringing you yet another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. It is so very nice to be back. I absolutely love the weekends for Dokkan Battle because we can run Super Battle Road. And your boy was able to notch yet another, if you will, no item run, and we are here in the Majin Buu Saga. This one, I gotta say, it has the potential to be extremely easy, very easy. Like, the thing is like, if you use any other friend lead other than Super Vegito, it's so easy. But Super Vegito, Fizz Super Vegito, that is the new bane of my existence. I absolutely hate him. Straight up, I hate him. He has no redeeming qualities. I will say the one thing that made him actually usable took me a minute to figure out. So a good strategy to employ if you're going for a no item run on this stage is bring the Great Saiya people, Great Saiya Man 1 and 2. They provide 4 key to superclass allies and 50% defense. They are very strong. They are worth the rainbow. They're worth the extra copy to get that free super attack. And there they go, they get a double super there. I think I probably gave them more additionals. My thought process was, if they get the big super attack, the 18 key, and then they get an additional super attack, not only will they raise superclass allies' attack, they will also get the seal if they get the additional super attack. That was my thought process there. But if you have the Great Saiya people, which we will next rotation, if you have them on rotation with Fizz Super Vegito, he's actually a decent tank. For normals, that is. Now, super attacks, he's still going to get touched up royally touched up. But alas, we did have to bring him. And then actually the friend leader, I think this is, I'd have to double check. I guess we'll find out throughout the duration. I'd have to double check to see if this might just be like the friend leader that they give you. The one that's 0% in the dupe system. I think so. Yeah, because he's taking 45k on normals. But we were still able to get it done, luckily. But the thing about Fizz Super Vegito, so he takes an awful long time to build up his attack. So he can get hit a maximum of 10 times to build up his super attack, so he can get a maximum of attack 100%. But before he gets hit at all, he's got no attack buff, and he's got no defensive buff. The only thing he has is 40% damage reduction against normals, and I'm sorry, it just does not cut it in Super Battle Road. I'm sorry. Like, Dokkan events, I mean, sure. I'm sure he's just fine. I don't particularly run the Majin Buu Saga all that often. Now, if we get a new leader for this Part 2 celebration, maybe I'd run Majin Buu Saga, because it's a vast team. It's literally just like a vast ocean of units you could use. We've got everything from, you know, Int Hercule here, who we'll talk about in a bit. You know, you've got this STR Majin Vegeta and the Angel SS2 Goku. That's primarily the reason we're here right now. And then, of course, you know, notching another on the belt, another no-item run, of course. But I did want to showcase the Majin Vegeta and the Angel SS2 Goku, but you've got them. You've got the Int Fusion Vegito unit, the 3-year anniversary unit, who actually does get to come out and play, spoiler alert, but throughout the duration of this video, we do get to see him a couple times, I'm pretty sure. And it's simply because of Fizz Super Vegito's ability, his leader skill, that is. His leader skill is only 130% attack. And when you're not a top tier LR, so for instance, like the Super Saiyans team, led by Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku, can easily clear Super Battle Road. No problem at all. With Fizz Super Vegito, he's doing 130 attack and then 170 defense and HP. And only 3 key. So that's a big difference, is you're not starting with 8 key, you're only starting with 6 key. So units like Int Hercule, they're going to have a hard time super attacking. There's not a whole lot of congruency on this team. Now, this team did get a couple support units with this most recent banner. We got the Super Saiyan Great Saiya Man, who is a super class Majin Buu Saga leader, or support unit. And then we also got Dabura, who is an Extreme Class Majin Buu Saga support unit. The Great Saiyaman, he seals. The Dabura, he stuns. I could have brought Dabura. I don't have the Great Saiyaman Super Saiyan. But I opted not to. I opted to bring the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2. They really proved to be pretty effective in here. They can get hit rather hard. Like, 28k is not terrible, though. They're usually sitting at right about 100,000 defense, something like 97, 98k. So that's not terrible. But what I was getting at earlier is it's just like, we're pretty low on health here. Now, luckily, Majin Vegeta is an absolute and utter beast. He really, really is. This STR Majin Vegeta is so much better. I hate to say it because I love the LR Majin Vegeta. He's part of the overlay, as you can see there on the left. I love LR Majin Vegeta. STR Majin Vegeta is just straight up better. You can't really deny it. He's gonna hit this whole stage. He's usually hitting in the, I don't know, 1.8 to 2.5 ish, and it's because we're on that 130 lead team. It's like, the thing is like, this 130 lead team, it would be okay if Fizz Super Vegeta was top tier. Here we go. We do get the fusion. Getting this full heal was very instrumental in getting this no item run, to be quite honest, because we weren't able to finish it off last turn. I thought maybe we would be able to, but again, this is one of the slowest teams in the game. So what I was getting at before is, like, if Fizz Super Vegeta was like a top tier, let's say LR, and he was giving that 4 key and he was only 130% to the Majin Buu Saga, it would be okay. So, like, for instance, like, you know, if we get a Majin Buu Saga leader, key 4, 130 to stats, like an Ultimate Gohan, let's say, who's just an absolute juggernaut, and, you know, he cannot be stopped, and you've got 2 of them on the team, it's like, it's okay. You can have 130%, you'll be able to blitz through this, you know, and also, like, I wouldn't have to bring Super Vegeta. It would be sweet. It would just be absolutely sick if I didn't have to bring Fizz Super Vegeta. But with the team I wanted, I had to bring him, because you need some sealers, you need some stunners, you need some tanks, and of course you need some DPS, right? You have to be able to do a lot of damage to these guys. You have to, because, like, right now, we're on, like, turn 7 or 8, and this is the first stage. And that's why I say this is the slowest team in the game. Most of these no item runs you see from me, they're usually in the range of, like, between 15, usually at the top is like 20 minutes, sometimes like 21 or 22 minutes. This one is literally, like, I think it's like a 30-minute run. Now, I did have to take one quick break while I was doing this, so the time is going to be a little bit skewed. I think the time on the run is 33 minutes. But that wasn't much of, like, sitting around waiting. Like, I'm literally just running this event, and I just have to keep going and going and going and trucking on through. So here we go. Are we able to finish it off with this Majin Vegeta? I think we are. Yes, we get the big crit. And this Majin Vegeta, man, and the Angel SS2, you're gonna see them throughout the duration of this event just be absolute. They're just absolute powerhouses, guys. Like, they really, really are. So, essentially what they do, I have been over their cards in the past, but let's go ahead and go over them again now. They are the main highlight of this video, and of course, for me to shit on Fizz Super Vegeta. But anyway, let's start with STR Majin Vegeta. So, STR Majin Vegeta, number 1, his leader skill is very, very strong. Just for a normal old banner unit, you can pull on any banner. He's 130% in 3 key to Vegeta's family, or 100% and 3 key to STR, and that of course is to all stats. So that's a very strong leader skill, especially just considering, like I said, he's just a normal old banner unit. That's a legitimate sub leader to a team of 130%. I think a 120% is really the bare minimum leader skill you want to be running if you're trying to beat events. Now, obviously, like something like a prime battle, yeah, that's different. You're not going to find a 120% leader. Except for, of course, LR Krillin, who, of course, leads the Earthlings category. But that's a story for another day. So anyway, guys, very, very strong leader skill. And he actually they improved his super attack. So he causes supreme damage, which, again, but he's at SA 15, so that's actually a very, very strong damage multiplier. So he's going to cause supreme damage and then greatly raise attack and defense on super. A great raise in defense, remember, is 50%. So for instance, if we get him a ton of orbs, and let's say his defense is at 150,000, and then you get that great raise in defense, that's a 75,000 increase in defense, essentially. So you're looking at about a 225,000 defensive stat. And then, of course, he's going to hit even harder if you can get him that additional super attack. So if you want to go maximum damage, you always want to go crits. And then, of course, for counter units, you definitely want to go full crits. But if you want a little more defensive viability, especially for a unit like this, it might be a good idea to go additional. So it's just going to depend on what your preference is. I don't know exactly how I have him spec'd. I think he's got mostly... I think I gave him like 17 and 9, and I don't really, you know... I don't really roll with the 3 dodge too often. Although a unit like this, it might be a solid choice to give him 3 dodge. Same thing with the Angel SS2. But this guy's passive. We do get the additional super, and you saw there a pretty big increase in his attack stat. And then, of course, another very, very big shot on this Gotenks. It was very, very helpful that we got the Dokkan attack on this second fight. And this team is so slow that we are actually, believe it or not, we are actually able to get a second Dokkan attack in Super Battle Road. That is almost unheard of, guys. I mean, I'll tell you that. it's pretty crazy. Again, spoilers, I apologize, but it's crazy to kind of think about. And then right here, we had a little bit of type advantage with Super Vegito, so he's not taking 30k on normals, so that was really, really cool. But SDR Majin Vegeta, his passive, he is going to change AGL key spheres to STR, which is pretty helpful, especially when you've got another AGL orb changer on the team, like the Angel SS2, who of course we will go over. So he's also going to get attack and defense 20% per key sphere obtained, unless of course you're up against a Goku's family enemy. Then you're going to get an increase of 5% per orb. So that would be a total of attack and defense 25% per orb for the first 2 stages. Because remember, Gohan is a Goku's family enemy, correct? And then on the first stage, obviously, Goku is a Goku's family enemy. So overall in this stage, this is a really, really good showing for him, honestly. And it is going to be the same thing with the Goku. Particularly, again, in that first stage, you're going to see some really, really nice numbers from him. So there's really not much else to talk about other than that he's just very, very strong. They made their EZA's. It was kind of a shocker. So these guys came out, the EZA came out for these guys, let's see, back in December. This was JP's New Year's banner, and it was a shock to the system, straight up. It was like, whoa, these guys are getting EZA's already? Because they were already good. They increased their attack and defense, and then in the Goku's case, increased his healing. So it was just crazy, per key sphere, that is. So it was really shocking. And then, of course, the STR Majin Vegeta, he's going to link up very well with the tech transforming Vegeta, the one that transforms into Majin. Of course, if you have him. Now, you do have to have him to run him on the team, of course. Your boy has not gotten lucky in pulling the new units. I only pull LRs on these banners, apparently. If you guys caught my last video, literally pulled my 5th LR on this banner, but cannot pull the new units, guys. I don't know what to say. I can't say I didn't give it my best effort. We tried, but I have to call it quits on these banners, just in case we get a part 2 banner. But anyway, guys, we can kind of move on to the Angel SS2 as we go into this final fight against this Super Vegito. This Super Vegito is, of course, very, very strong. And right now, Hercule, he's got some decent damage reduction going on. And then again, we're in this situation where the Great Saiyan people, they're providing defense and ki to superclass allies. So there you go. Vegito, our Super Vegito, is going to have 40% damage reduction against normals, and then of course a 50% defensive buff. So that's actually going to make him viable. And then I actually do believe Hercule might get the stun here. I think he does. We do get the stun. Hercule was an absolute MVP for sure. He's always just kind of like an unsung hero. He's never going to output any damage for you. It just is what it is. I would probably recommend giving him either full additional or full dodge. I went with additional for him because it's oftentimes he's going to miss the super attack because he doesn't really have any good key links. But if you can get that additional super attack, you've got the chance to stun. So that's kind of what I was thinking. And then, of course, the great Saiya people getting the seal. That's obviously going to be super helpful with a unit like Fizz Super Vegito. And then, of course, just not having to worry about getting supered is just really, really nice. So when you guys are running Super Battle Road, definitely look out for units that seal, units that stun. You know, it's just very, very helpful to bring, of course, especially for a no-item run. But the Angel SS2 Goku is built almost exactly the same as the STR Majin Vegeta. So the Goku, he actually leads the Goku's family and is a good leader, a 130% leader, 2 Goku's family and 3 key. And then, of course, the same 3 key and 100% to stats to AGL. So certainly you could use them as an option for, like, for instance, so like against Jiren. You could definitely use them as an option to, like, maybe bring, like, use a second team on. So if just like as a backup team, you know what I mean? So that would probably be a solid choice for you. And then, of course, his big thing is, number one, again, their super attacks are the same. They're going to cause supreme damage at SA 15, so a very nice damage multiplier. And then, of course, they're going to greatly raise attack and defense. So the same thing applies. I would almost recommend going more additionals on this guy. I think I did. I just got kind of unlucky. So I think I went more additionals than crits. I think I didn't give him full additionals, but I think I did prioritize additionals. And then remember, he is AGL type, so he's going to have higher additionals no matter what. So anyway, guys, but on his passive skill, he is going to change STR key spheres to AGL key spheres and then get 20% attack and 10 defense per key sphere. And that does go for any color, of course, any type of orb that counts for, which is also a really nice feature of them, that they're not specific to one type of key sphere for their passive to kick in. And then he actually recovers 10,000 HP per key sphere obtained. So obviously, if you get him a big, big board of orbs, he can do a lot of healing for you. And then with his great raise in defense, it's not as though he's susceptible defensively. He does get a little less defense than the Majin Vegeta. So you will notice if we do ever get them on rotation, I usually lead off with the Majin Vegeta just because he's a little stronger defensively. But by no means is the Goku weak defensively. And then he gets the same thing where if you're up against a Vegeta's family enemy, he's going to get an additional 5% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. So 25% attack and then 15% defense, and then still that 10,000 healing. So right here, I know it seems weird that I would give all of those orbs to Majin Vegeta, but it just is what it is, man. He's got better defense, and he's got type advantage, and we got a little bit lucky with the way the other orbs fell, so I'm still able to get him 7 key spheres. And then, unfortunately, I have to give all those int key spheres to the Great Saiya people. I almost missed out on the sealing opportunity, and that would have been unfortunate. I probably would have restarted the app, to be quite honest, because the Great Saiya people, man, they are really, really good in here, and it's because of their ability to seal. And then, of course, as I've mentioned, yeah, 2.39, again, on that 130% lead team is very good. Very, very strong. But yeah, so them providing defense and that ability to seal is very, very good. So Goku, so remember, this opponent probably, you could maybe argue, could be on the Vegeta's family and Goku's family team, but remember that Vegito is not. So they are getting the lower end of their passive. So 20% attack and defense for the Majin Vegeta, and then 20% attack and 10% defense for the Goku. And again, guys, at this point, like, we have a lot of time left. It's pretty crazy. We're on the last enemy. Luckily, he's sealed right now. And if we can kind of keep getting lucky with the stuns and then sealing him up every few turns, we're going to be all right. Because this dude can do some serious damage if you aren't careful. He really, really can. I opted to not go for the super attack right there with the Fizz Super Vegito. Remember, that's the friend one. So he's not going to be doing a ton of damage. We get the stun anyway, but he's not going to be doing a ton of damage, right? He's 0% in the dupe system. They need to change the friend system badly, like badly. I would say I ran this, to be quite honest. I think I probably ran this, I don't know, 8 or 9 times or something like that. And then once I got to Fizz Super Vegito, this is the, the first attempt. And then right here we ran into a situation where they changed one another's orbs, but it doesn't matter because remember, neither of their passives are reliant on same type orbs. So I can go ahead and give all of these orbs to STR Majin Vegeta and not feel too bad about it. The only issue would be is I'm missing out on a lot of healing, but your boy was keeping track of the turns. So right here, I'm actually not trying to heal up a whole lot because of what's going to happen next turn. We are indeed going to get the fusion. I mean, spoilers ahead, I guess, but like, it's okay, right? It doesn't really matter. Having Int Vegito, come out to play is just so incredibly helpful. He's still got really strong defense. Remember, when he transforms, he's got 150% attack and defense for a summonable LR, a top tier LR. So he's going to be strong offensively and defensively, and of course he's going to fully heal us right here. Really cool. That is, I guess, maybe the one benefit of running the Majin Buu Saga team is that you are able to sometimes get the Super Vegito transformation here. Now, I know it seems crazy, but I was not trying to take any risks here, and I went ahead and I stashed Hercule in that first slot. And I maybe could have put Vegito on the end there, but what I decided is that I wanted to keep him on rotation. He's so valuable to us offensively and defensively, even though we're not getting like the counters and stuff. I just decided that we'll go ahead and seal him up. I found that was the most important. We may get the stun as well. We got very lucky with the Hercule stuns as well, which is a big reason why we're able to get through this. It looks like we don't get the additional, but that's not a big deal. Hercule would not have died right there from even a super attack. He gets crazy amounts of damage reduction the lower your health gets. By the time you get to the lowest threshold, he's up to 90% damage reduction, so literally nothing can hurt him. And then remember, he gets his damage reduction before Vegito heals us. So we were still, we were probably somewhere in the realm of like 50 or 60% damage reduction because we were below half health, because obviously we wouldn't have been able to get the fusion if we weren't. And then again right here, look at this, guys. We're really just kind of coasting into victory here. And as I mentioned early in the video, I am going to go ahead and heal up here. But early in the video, I said that we were going to be able to get a second Dokkan attack, and indeed, we are going to be able to get a second Dokkan attack. I think I'm actually able to get it with Int Super Vegito. Int Super Vegito, guys, he's going to be on the 5-year banners, and if you do not have him and you pull him, do not be upset, because both the Gogeta and the Vegito unit are so incredibly strong. I really like them. I find myself using them all the time. I mean, still to this day. And obviously in something like the Majin Buu Saga, they're going to be a top tier option. They're probably the best unit on Majin Buu Saga. Maybe you could say LR Gohan and Goten. But LR Gohan and Goten, with them missing prepared for battle, it really does kind of hinder them on this team. They're not exactly like, because I could have brought them. I've got a 1-dupe LR Gohan and Goten. They can do some serious damage, but not being able to activate Blazing Battle that easily, and then you also run into the situation where unless you bring a support unit, I guess with the Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, with them getting 4 ki from them, might not have been a horrible choice, but again, you can also run into key issues for the short duration events. They can really sometimes have a problem super attacking in the first turn or two. Again, unless of course you have support on rotation. But I just opted not to bring them. They just didn't really seem to fit this build. They're not going to really link up with anyone that well. They will of course have Super Saiyan. They will have Golden Warrior. I think the LR Int Vegito, I think they have Golden Warrior before they fuse. So I think that would have been all right, to bring them along. I don't know, man. You guys get it, right? Like, I could have brought them. I opted not to. Instead, I opted to bring the other LR, this LR right here, just because he's got that opportunity to give you a full heal. And I just figured that that was the way to go. And then we actually did get lucky here. We got the crit counter. I was so afraid that everything was going to be for naught because he was going to super attack us. But we were able to get the dub, guys. That's it. Majin Buu Saga in the books. Slap a like if you enjoyed it. Of course, consider subscribing if you're new. I love you guys, and I will catch all of you in the next one. Later.